for Tuesday, April 14th. I have warned you that I'm doing pre-recordings while I'm at clergy convocation, and the dates are going to be getting more mixed up. We are in Proverbs 23. Today we'll get into our next section. I'm actually going to refer to some stuff that happened already in the commentary, just because it's an opportunity for us to bring something up, but it's also a fairly big scholarly thing that I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into, but we'll get into it today because we can. What Raymond Van Leeuwen is going to be pointing out is that for a lot of scholars, as they're studying Proverbs, there's this Egyptian piece that they see as being influential in that, or just a part of it. And it's the overall type, forgive mispronunciation, is the introduction of Amenemope or something along those lines. But it is another piece of wisdom literature. Scholars debate on how much it influenced Israel's wisdom literature versus Israel's literature also influencing that of the Egyptian, but there are similarities in content. Part of it also relates to what Van Leeuwen is going to be uplifting as the timing in which this document was discovered, which was in the 20th century, and then how that impacts understanding and scholarship around some of our biblical pieces. So let's get into some stuff. And this is how he opens his overview on the sayings of the wise, Proverbs 22:17 through 24:34. When the Egyptian instruction of Amenemope was discovered in the 1920s, the study of Israelite wisdom was revitalized. The present section of Proverbs, especially 22:17 to 23:11, which is what we did last time, up through verse 11, appeared to be dependent upon that Egyptian word. Though contrary theories exist that the Egyptian and Israelite works each borrowed from an earlier work, or that the Egyptian work borrowed from the biblical Proverbs, most scholars believe that this section of Proverbs shows a creative use of Amenemope, a work written in the late second millennium. And yeah, let's go ahead and read our portion, and then I'll give you a little bit of commentary. No, actually, let's go ahead and do the commentary, because that introduces our section. So following verse 11, the remainder of Proverbs 23 introduces a minor subsection of 23:12 to 28, followed by an extended riddle about drinking from verse 29 to 35. The section of close parallels to Amenemope has ended with the preceding verse. The present subsection repeatedly focuses on the parent-son relation in a way that echoes chapters 1 through 9, which was our first parental sayings portion. The stereotype vocabulary of verse 12 is entirely borrowed from those chapters. These factors suggest the hand of a redactor, the person who is categorizing it, drawing connections, working to integrate the book as a whole. The poem on drinking is anticipated in verses 15 to 16. And now, our portion, which is going to follow verses 12 to 21. I didn't want to do 28, partly for its length, but also because we have a different break for Peterson as we're following along in these 30 precepts. Apply your mind to instruction and your ear to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from your children. If you beat them with a rod, they will not die. Yeah, I know, loaded, Loaded phrase and a lot of caveats with that. If you beat them with the rod, you will save their lives from Sheol. My child, if your heart is wise, my heart too will be glad. My soul will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always continue in the fear of the Lord. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Hear, my child, and be wise, and direct your mind in the way. Do not be among wine bibbers, or among gluttons, eaters of meat, or among gluttonous eaters of meat. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe them with rags. And we'll stop there. And now some Peterson for you. And so this is an undesignated break for Peterson, and just me, tagging along and giving us a little smaller reading. Our next precept is number 11. Give yourselves to disciplined instruction. Open your ears to tested knowledge. Number 12. Don't be afraid to correct your young ones. A spanking won't kill them. And there's our capital punishment thing. Corporal punishment. Capital punishment was a Freudian slip there. Sorry. Yeah. A good spanking, in fact, might save them from something worse than death. And that's the parallel to Sheol that we have encountered multiple times now between Psalm and Proverbs. 13. Dear child, if you become wise, I'll be one happy parent. My heart will dance and sing to the tuneful truth you'll speak. Number 14. Don't for a minute envy careless rebels. Soak yourself in the fear of God. That's where your future lies. Then you won't be left with an armload of nothing. And 15. Oh, listen, dear child, become wise. Point your life in the right direction. Don't drink too much wine and get drunk. Don't eat too much food and get fat. Drunks and gluttons will end up on Skid Row in a stupor and dressed in rags. The kind, compassionate words of Eugene Peterson in The Message. So that's it for today. We'll be back with you tomorrow as we finish up Proverbs 23 for our third part. And see you then. Have a good day.